Hello, beautiful souls. So I've talked about this subject a lot. Um, each one of us has truth inside of us. Each one of us will have our own path and our own images and ways to the divine. Um, and I always talk about sharing this journey, sharing your discoveries, never pushing them on someone else or stating that the way you found is the only way. There are people who read tarot cards and believe in it. There are people who receive those tarot cards readings and believe in it. It's the belief that is the power. Um, my message has always been that nothing external from you can come nigh thy dwelling place. Nothing can enter into you and defile you unless you allow it. That means no card reading, no psychic, no nothing is and can be your truth unless you believe it. And as you turn within, because the great master said the kingdom, he called it the kingdom, is found within. Seek the kingdom first. So that means don't go to a church. Don't go to someone else. Don't go to something or some book to find truth. Those are pure inspiration. If they inspire you to turn within and find a truth that is waiting imprisoned inside of you for you to find a way to let it out, then that inspiration was perfect. It was part of your path. It was part of your journey. It was a part of your truth. Just knowing that, remember, it wasn't I that healed you, it was your belief, Jesus said to the ones that, um, you know, he healed. And then he even went further when someone said, "Oh, great master, thank you for this good. You're so good," or something like that. And he said, "There's none good but the Father. Why are you calling me good?" So that alone told me in my journey, I'm sharing with you, that when we do good, it is that divine inside of us. Don't you know you're all gods? It's that divine inside of us that has found a way through our filter, the ego, the part that can do the potential of the opposite of good, that can do the evil. Um, and it's that good that comes through us that people are seeing. This is why Yeshua said those words. There's none good but the Father. And he called the divine source, universe, he called it Father. Everyone has their own name for it. Everyone has their own images and concept of it. If you see good coming from someone unconditionally, Ha'iman Uta, consciously acting from the rooted center of your being. If you could see that they are consciously acting from the rooted center of their being, because at the rooted center of your being is the divine. The mind of man is the Satan, is the part of us that has that potential to keep that goodness down and allow the evil thoughts and the evil doings to come forward. As we find this beauty inside of us, as we use the inspiration external from us to dive in deeper, we're going to find our paths. I'm here at Toby Hanna State Park, and there are tons of roads that could lead someone right here to where I'm standing. Were any of those roads incorrect for them to take? If they end up right here. So if you end up at the right hand of the divine, whatever path you took and whatever imagery and concepts and inspiration that was used, that was your truth. It may not be correct for someone else because they may live on the other side of town and they may need to come a different way to get here. But if you see through their actions that they are allowing this divine to come forward, then you know that the path that they are on and the truth that they are finding is correct. And no matter what inspiration or path you took, if you're in this line of work where you're inspiring and whether it's sound healing or just inspirational talks, always make sure you know that you're sharing your journey and your truth to inspire the others that are listening to start that journey of inner work and inner searching on themselves. All fingers must point to the person that you're talking to. In other words, you're not saying, I'm the only one that can show you how to get into the kingdom of heaven. I'm the only one that can show you divinity. I'm the only one that has the correct readings for you, or I'm the only psychic you should see, or I have the only medicine you need. Take my ayahuasca and no one else's. You need to make sure your finger is pointing to the person that you're in front of, saying, you have everything you need inside of you. Let me try to inspire you, because my inspiration may not be your medicine. You may need to get inspired by somebody else. But you, as a light worker, should always know that your job is only to inspire someone to turn within. Bring them as close as you can to the edge of the promised land. Then they themselves must make that last step into the promised land. And if they do, they find out, wait a minute, I was never outside of the promised land. I have always been in the promised land. This drop of water has always been the full ocean, although it appeared to be separate. It is the ocean. We are divine beings. We are a part of God, a drop of water from that consciousness of God, that God consciousness. And as we start to shed ourselves from the things that no longer serve us, Apostle Paul called it dying daily. As we get rid of those things, we get ourselves closer to that promised land. And then we start to figure out, okay, I'm feeling this beauty. I'm feeling this truth. And then eventually you'll cross over to a point where you go, I was never outside of the promised land. I was never separate or apart from God. I have always been a part and connected to source at all times, because our hearts are beating life. God is life. We feel and experience love. God is love. And again, that word God may not be your truth. You can call it a tree. You can call it whatever you want. Don't let any church, any pastor, any priest, any organized religion tell you otherwise. You'll see, as you get those eyes to see and ears to hear, that society and religion alone has been one of the biggest causes of our feeling separated from governments putting shit inside of our food to make sure the pineal gland is calcified, to make sure that we're dependent upon these devices that I'm using right now, these cell towers, this food, these doctors that cure something that was caused by, all the aboves. And again, with religion, like I said in my last video, the hierarchy, the labeling, oh, you're here, I'm here, Jesus is here, and God is up here. When you start to realize none of that exists. I am with God always, always have been. And then as you start to bring that truth to life in this world that we are in but not a part of, things in this world start to go your way. Desires, as long as they're aligned with the good, begin to happen more. And then you're able to just, live in a way that, you can say, it is not I, but the divine working through me. It is not I that do the works, but the one that sent me. And the one that sent me is the one that sent you, is the one that sent Jesus, is the one that sent Buddha, is the one that sent all the greats. And it will continue to send all the greats, because every one of us is the great. We are just as much as Jesus. And if we go further, we can be more, because all that I could do, you can do, and more came out of his mouth. So every single child, every single leaf, every single life form has the potential to be that greatness. And it only has the potential in the eyes of the viewer, Because as you dive deeper, you realize it has always been that greatness. Potential is off the board. Oh, there's no potential for this to be great. It already is great. There's a potential for it to realize its greatness. And that's really what our journey is coming back to that realization that we are a part of the great, that we are always expressing the great. And blasphemy is when we allow that mind of man, which is a harmonic overtone of the God consciousness. Human consciousness is a part of this world so that we can experience, so that God can experience itself through the eyes and senses of all living things. That's why Buddhism is so nice with how they are so gentle with everything. So I'm just going to bring you closer, because I and my Father and you are one. Always have been, always will be.